The path of knowledge is the way to Jannah. The path of knowledge is the way to Jannah.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Amma ba'd. Fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah. As-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Nabiyallah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Noorallah. Dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, welcome back to another beautiful episode of this silsila, The Pathway of Knowledge. And as you know, for those who are with us, or those who have joined us for the first time on this silsila, on this episode, then we discuss different aspects, various angles of knowledge itself. What are the benefits of knowledge? What kind of knowledge is beneficial? What should be our intention when we are seeking knowledge? And in particular, knowledge of deen. These questions and others, inshallah azza wa jal, we will discuss. So stay tuned to our silsila, to this episode, and make good intentions, because as the beloved Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam has stated, niyatul mu'mini khayrun min amalihi. The intention of a believer is better than his action. Make as many good intentions as you can to gain maximum thawab and rewards, inshallah azza wa jal. Make the intention that I will listen to the silsila from beginning to end for the pleasure of Allah azza wa jal, for the pleasure of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I will try to make a note of the important points. I will try to practice upon them and share them with others, with my parents, with my spouse, with my children, with fellow Muslims as well. Whatever other good intentions you can think of, make it now to gain maximum rewards and thawab in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal. Dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, time and time again you always hear the benefits and the blessings of salawat and durood pak upon the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's a very beautiful narration recorded in the famous book called Al-Qawlul Badi', which is mentioned therein that the Prophet of creation, the peace of our heart and mind, the most generous and kind, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, has stated, recite salawat upon me, the one who recites 50 times every day, 50 times salawat and durood pak every day upon me, I will shake hands with him on the day of judgment. Subhanallah. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So have you seen, dear viewers, dear listeners of Madani Channel, 50 times is not a lot. Think about it. Every day we have over 5 times fard salah. So if we, by minimum reciting 10 times durood pak and salawat upon Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we will cover this 50 times durood pak and salawat daily. But this should be our minimum, and we should increase in our recitation, because in durood pak, in salawat and salutations upon the beloved Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, lies a lot of blessings. A person's sins is forgiven, a person gets rewards, and a person's status in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal is increased. Therefore, we all desire these things, and we too we should increase in our recitation of durood pak or salawat and salutations upon Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and remind each other as well. For those dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel who are with us the last time, we were discussing the point that what should be our purpose, our intention when we are seeking knowledge of deen, or in fact when we are seeking any knowledge out. And we know, we have heard that the great Imam Shafi'i rahmatullah ta'ala alayhi, the leader of millions of Shawafi, millions of Shafi'is in the world, he has stated that only 2 knowledges or sciences are worthy of dedicating your life to study. And what is that? That is ilm al-tib, the knowledge of medicine, and ilm al-fiqh, jurisprudence, the masail, the rulings on how to practice Islam. And the great Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Azam rahmatullah ta'ala alayhi, the leader of millions of Ahnaf, of Hanafis globally, he has mentioned that what is fiqh? Fiqh, jurisprudence, in fact, is when a soul, a soul gets the awareness of whatever is harmful for it and whatever is beneficial for it. This is the actual meaning of fiqh. And this lies in our beautiful deen of Islam, that Islam is a complete and comprehensive way of life, the most simplest and most practical way of life, subhanallah. Today, inshallah azza wa jal, we will pick up from there, that our intention must solely be that I'm seeking this knowledge of deen, I'm seeking this knowledge for the pleasure of Allah azza wa jal and the pleasure of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. And remember, Allah azza wa jal knows our intention. Allah azza wa jal knows our intention, our beloved Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam knows our intention, and we know what we are thinking, we know what our intentions are. And always keep your concentration constantly on the intention. What is my intention? In fact, not just when you are seeking knowledge of deen, not just when you are doing ibadat and worship of Allah azza wa jal, when you are performing salah, when you are giving charity in the path of Allah azza wa jal, fi sabilillah. In fact, every action, every good action, we must ensure that there is a good intention. And what is that good intention? That I'm doing this for the pleasure of Allah azza wa jal. I'm doing this for the pleasure of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I'm doing this so I can earn thawab and rewards and make tayyari, preparation for comfort in my qabr and success in the hereafter, inshallah azza wa jal. Today, inshallah azza wa jal, we will touch on another aspect of knowledge, that when it comes to knowledge, not just the knowledge, but the one who's teaching the knowledge, about selecting a specific knowledge which is designed for you. What do I study? And selecting a specific teacher and specific class fellows as well. And then adopting steadfastness, istiqamah, and consistency in whatever we are studying. Indeed, a student of deen should learn the best of all sciences at that particular time, because this is required. Whatever the best science is required in Islamic matters. Now we're talking in particular knowledge of deen, because the only true beneficial knowledge is knowledge of Islam, knowledge of deen, knowledge of how to practice our Islam, how to understand our Islam properly, so we can practice it and share this with others as well. All other knowledges will remain here. We cannot take it with us to the qabr and the hereafter. But if we learn knowledge of deen and we practice with the good intentions and we earn rewards, then these good deeds will accompany us into the qabr, inshallah azza wa jal. Dear Islam brothers, dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, indeed, the ilm of fiqh has raised status in the court of Allah azza wa jal. And jurisprudence, knowledge and jurisprudence, ilm and fiqh, will be raised as being narrated in the blessed summary of hadith. A student should choose the most pious and elderly person to be his teacher, the most pious amongst them and the one who's elderly, the most experienced amongst them. Imam Azam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi had selected Hammad bin Sulaiman rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi after a lot of contemplation. Sayyidina Imam Azam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi has himself stated with regards to his beloved teacher. What does he say? ثَبَتُّ عِنْدَ حَمَّادِ بْنِ سُلَيْمَانَ فَنَبَتُّ. I studied under Hammad bin Sulaiman, thus the level of my knowledge increased. Subhanallah. Imam Azam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi has mentioned that he heard a physician of Samarkand saying, a student who made the intention to go to Bukhara so that he could acquire knowledge, he came to me for advice regarding this. Subhanallah. Just as that student sought advice, in the same manner, it is important for all students of deen, especially, to seek advice on all matters. Allah Azza wa Jal has ordained our beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam to take advice on different matters as well. Even though nobody none in creation is more intelligent than Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam. Yet he would take the advice from the Sahaba Ikram alayhim ridwan. He would take the advice from Ummahatul Mu'mineen, Azwaj Mutahharat, the mothers of the believers, his blessed and honorable wives, radiyallahu ta'ala anhunna. Dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, this is to teach us that making mashwara, consultation, that seeking advice is also very beneficial for us, just to teach us, those who are the slaves of Allah Azza wa Jal and the slaves of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Because in fact this is our reality, subhanallah Azza wa Jal. The beloved Nabi sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam would take advice from the Sahaba Ikram alayhim ridwan on matters, even domestic matters as well. The fourth Khalifa of Islam, the fourth successor of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam, Mawla Sayyidina Ali karramallahu ta'ala wajhahul al-Kareem, has stated, no person was destroyed because of seeking advice. Subhanallah. What does he say? No person was destroyed because of seeking advice. Subhanallah Azza wa Jal. It is mentioned that there are three categories of people, of human beings. The first is complete, then half, and then incomplete. Who is that complete human being? The complete human being is one who is opinionated. He has his strong opinions and he seeks advice from others. The complete human being is one who has his opinions, strong opinions, and plus he seeks advice from others. Who is that half human being who falls in this category? It is that human being, that human who has his strong opinions but does not seek help from anybody, but does not seek advice from anybody. And the incomplete human being, you have guessed it already, is that person who has no strong opinions and who does not seek assistance in the form of advice from anybody else. The great Imam Ja'far Sadiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, who is part of the blessed household of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Ahlul Bayt, subhanallah. He once said to Sayyidina Sufyan Thawri alayhi rahmatullahi al-wali, that one should seek advice, nasiha, on matters from such people who fear Allah Azza wa Jal. Seek knowledge and seek advice from people who have khawf-e khuda, who have khawf and fear of Allah Azza wa Jal. O students of deen, seeking knowledge is more virtuous and greater than other tasks, subhanallah Azza wa Jal. Therefore, seeking advice in this regard is also extremely important. The intelligent physician, as mentioned earlier, whilst advising the same student, remember the student came and asked that I need to seek knowledge of deen, I need to travel to Bukhara. And the physician had told the student, when you go to Bukhara, because it was distance from there, when you go to Bukhara, do not rush in going and coming from the different scholars, from the different imams and teachers. Don't be hasty. Don't rush and just select any imam or any teacher, any ustad who is there. Rather, spend approximately 2 months assessing the situation, observing, and then choose your teacher, choose your ustad. Because if you begin to learn from any scholar, from any teacher, and then it's possible that you may have made some mistake. It's possible, and after a while, you may no longer admire this person, his method or his style of teaching, and then you will leave, and you will be deprived of many blessings and benefits of knowledge, of your knowledge. Therefore, make sure that you contemplate and you observe and you watch and you listen and you look. What are the teaching methods of the different teachers that are there? For approximately 2 months, do this. The physician gave him this advice. And then select your teacher and seek advice from someone in this regard so that you do not have to turn away from this teacher that you choose. then there will be blessings in your ilm, in your knowledge, and you will ensure the blessings reach other people as well. Subhanallah Azza wa Jal. How great advice is this? Remember, when seeking advice, seek it from those people who fear Allah Azza wa Jal. Seek it from those people who are close to Allah Azza wa Jal, who have that ma'rifah, the recognition of Allah Azza wa Jal, who are ba'amal, who are practical, who are pious, who are muttaqi. They fear Allah Azza wa Jal. They are performers of their salah. They have proper beliefs as well. These are the people, not just anybody. We can't just take anybody and seek advice from them. If we do this, we will land in a lot of problems, and we could end up destroying ourselves. We could even end up destroying our hereafter. May Allah Azza wa Jal save us from this, inshallah Azza wa Jal. Therefore, choose whom you are studying under. The great Ibn Sirin, rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, he was a master when it came to the interpretation of dreams. He had even written a book on the subject, subhanallah Azza wa Jal. And he has mentioned a narration in which it stated, the summary of the narration is that be wary and be careful from whom you seek your knowledge from. Subhanallah Azza wa Jal. Always be careful. Watch from where, who is feeding you? Who is feeding you this knowledge? Where is it coming from? Is it authentic? Is the person himself a person who has proper beliefs? One who loves Allah Azza wa Jal, one who loves Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, one who loves all the Sahaba Ikram alayhim ridwan, one who loves the awliya Allah rahimahumullah. It is necessary that the person who is giving us this information, who is training and molding us, is himself on the right path. If somebody is on the wrong path, how can he guide us? He will misguide us. May Allah Azza wa Jal save us from misguidance, inshallah Azza wa Jal. O beloved students of Deen, be aware that perseverance, istiqamah, steadfastness, consistency is the root of all tasks. But this indeed is difficult. A poet has mentioned, لِكُلٍّ إِلَى شَأْوِ الْعُلَى حَرَكَاتٌ وَلَكِنْ عَزِيزٌ فِي الرِّجَالِ ثَبَاتٌ. Every human being makes movements to reach heights, but perseverance, steadfastness is a great difficulty for men. Somebody has said that having sabr, being patient for even one moment is very brave, is very courageous. Therefore, it is important for a student to learn from one teacher with patience and perseverance, with sabr and istiqamah and steadfastness. The student should also learn all his books, again, consistently with istiqamah, and should not leave books incompleted. Whichever science you choose should have perseverance. You should have perseverance in learning the science, and you should not turn to any other science till you had mastered this science. When a student lives in a particular city in order to gain knowledge, then he should not leave the city without any reason. If you have moved to a certain city, like it is nowadays, the Jami'atul Madina of Dawat Islami is in different areas. Some perhaps in one area, the people have to travel to another area and enroll there for Madrasatul Madina or for a Jami'atul Madina where they learn the Alim course. So they are leaving their city, they are leaving their parents, they are leaving the comforts of their home, and they're traveling, sometimes distances, sometimes from one country to another, from one distant city to another. They are traveling. Why? Sacrificing to learn ilm-e-deen. So ulama have stated that if your situation is like this as well, you are a student of deen and you've traveled to another far city, another country, another continent, then unnecessarily, for no reason at all, don't leave your studies, don't leave your seeking of knowledge of deen and just go home or out of the city or to another place. This will disrupt the progress of you acquiring knowledge. These type of actions can lead you as a student of deen to become busy in unnecessary things. And you will not just waste your time, but it will cause problems for you and your teacher as well. The teacher will worry, what is happening to my student? Where is his dedication? The mind, the dunya is like this. The world and the distractions are there. Entertainment, look at entertainment for example. Whether it's the sports culture, whether it is other different avenues of entertainments, they are there only to distract you and me as a Muslim, to take us away from learning our deen and practicing our deen and fulfilling our purpose. And our purpose is what? To worship Allah Azza wa Jal. Our purpose is only and only to make tayyari and to prepare for the grave, comfort in the grave and the hereafter. But these entertainments are there to distract us and take us away from our mission, take us away from our purpose of life. May Allah Azza wa Jal save us from this. Therefore the scholars have said that unnecessarily don't leave your studies, don't leave your city, don't leave your jami'ah and go to different places. This will disrupt your studies, distract you, waste your time, and it will cause some hurt and harm to your teacher. He will feel sad that my student is just going like this. Therefore, a student should be patient, should be sabir in regards to the desires of the nafs, desires of the inner self, instead of just acting upon them. Yes, the nafs works with shaitan, nafsul ammara. This nafs is constantly ordering us towards evil things, towards looking at evil, towards listening to evil or doing evil. We must try to overpower this. If we are in good company, if we are seeking knowledge of deen and we are practicing with the right intentions, inshallah Azza wa Jal, these are the ways that inshallah Azza wa Jal we can overpower this nafs. So we don't obey it, but the nafs must obey us. The awliya Allah, the Sahaba Ikram alayhimu ridwan, this is what they did. They reached that status, closeness to Allah Azza wa Jal. Yes, Allah Azza wa Jal chose them. But look at their lives. Their whole lives was to overpower this nafs, to conquer their nafs and shaitan as well. Allah Azza wa Jal include us amongst those fortunate people, inshallah. Regarding having sabr and patience and not succumbing to the desires of the nafs and what the nafs does, a poet has mentioned, a sha'ir has stated, إِنَّ الْهَوَى لَهْوَ الْهَوَانُ بِعَيْنِهِ وَصَرِيعُ كُلِّ هَوَى صَرِيعُ هَوَانٍ. Indeed, the desires are intrinsically disgraceful, and the one upon whom all desires are prevalent, then disgrace became prevalent upon him as well. In the same way, a student should be patient upon the difficulties, the obstacles, the calamities that he or she may face when in the path of knowledge or on this path of seeking knowledge of deen. Because truly, shaitan, Satan, the cursed one, he does not want us to seek knowledge of deen, because he does not want us to be aware of his tricks and his traps. He does not want us to be aware of the benefits and the blessings of seeking knowledge of deen, of practicing upon it with good intentions and preparing for the grave and the hereafter. He doesn't want this. He's always going to influence us with his wasawis, with his evil whisperings. No, you are wasting your time in seeking this science, in seeking this knowledge, by learning this nahu, or sarf, or balagha, or tafsir, or hadith, etc. He's going to try to deceive us into thinking these are not worthy sciences, na'udhu billahi min dhalik, in this day and age. He's going to influence us, leave all this, prepare for your future. You need a good job, you need more money, you need to look after your friends and your family and your children. You need to have a good car or cars. You need to have nice bungalows and mansions. How will you do that if you don't have a degree or master's degree or PhD? This is how he will influence us. These are tricks and traps of shaitan. He becomes successful if we are learning ilm deen and we leave. We don't please Allah Azza wa Jal, we please shaitan. This is what he wants. He wants us to come away from this path of deen and seeking knowledge of deen, so that he can trap us in other difficulties and sins as well. May Allah Azza wa Jal save us from all these tricks and these traps of shaitan. Ameen. Therefore, a student must be patient. Whatever obstacles do come, and obstacles will come, Obstacles will come, but remember something. As they say in English, what does not kill you makes you stronger. Obstacles will come. You just hop over those obstacles. If you fall down, pick yourself up, dust yourself, and move forward. This is the only way we can reach our destination. If we fall down and we stay down, then how can we reach the destination? It's not possible. Only if we pick ourselves up. This is where the istiqamah comes. The steadfastness and the perseverance comes. Patiently, moving and dodging all these obstacles until you reach that level that you have conquered these kind of traps and tricks of shaitan. A poet has mentioned, أَلَا لَا تَنَالُ الْعِلْمَ إِلَّا بِسِتَّةٍ سَأُنَبِّئُكَ عَنْ مَجْمُوعِهَا بِبَيَانِي. Knowledge cannot be acquired through 6 things. And he says, I will inform you what those things are. What are they? Intelligence, yearning, patience, enough wealth, guidance of a teacher, and a long period of time. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, we have mentioned that you must select your teacher after observing. Similarly, how people want to select a sheikh, a piru murshid, a spiritual master, a spiritual guide. You will look at his character, his akhlaq. You will look at his madani, you will listen to his madani pearls, his behavior, his method, his mizaj, his temperament, his beautiful teachings, his actions. You will observe him. And something there will inspire you. This is the person. And you will take the bay'ah. You will become his murid and disciple. Similarly, when it comes to an ustad, when you're seeking knowledge of deen, similarly do the same. Make sure his beliefs are correct. Make sure he is an ashiq Rasul, subhanallah. Make sure that he is punctual with the sunnah, that he is not a fasik mu'alin, he's not an open sinner. This you got to check. You got to look at his behavior. And when he captures your heart, that finally you decide, this is the person I want to study under. Then you study under. And even then, still obstacles will come. Trials and tribulations will come. You may have less income, less money while you are studying. You may have difficulties or get sick. You may have humiliation because you don't know your work in class. But don't let these things put you down. These things make you stronger. Because when you are seeking knowledge of deen, when you're a student of deen, you're going to make mistakes, but you learn from your mistakes. So in future, you don't commit those mistakes again. And you can show others the mistakes and the solutions to these mistakes and errors as well, inshallah. It is mentioned that as you must choose your teacher, similarly you need to choose your class fellows, your colleagues, your fellow students in the class, because you're going to get different categories of people in your class. Even you're in Jami'ah, or school or university, even if you are in the workplace, you need to scan, you need to see which are the kind of people that are in my category. What must be our category as a Muslim? That doesn't matter. Whether I'm a professional, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm an accountant, I'm a businessman, I'm an employer, employee, it doesn't matter. First, I'm a Muslim first. First, I'm a slave of Allah Azza wa Jalla and His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I obey them first. This is our reality, and then this is our category as well. And we must look for other people who are in our same category, and then befriend them, get close to those kind of people. And your true friend, remember, your true friend is not the one who takes you out to movies or clubs or introduces you to premarital relationships or drugs. Your true friend is that friend who reminds you constantly about your salah, about your sunnah, practicing the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, about preparation for your grave and your hereafter. This is the true friend. Other than this, there's only artificial, superficial friends. They are not friends at all. They are just there to use you and to help you towards the path of Jahannam. Allah will save us from that. Ameen. So choose your friends. When you are a student of deen, you are in the class in particular, look around, choose your fellow students. Who are they? Are they the ones who are the lazy ones? They don't have adab, they don't have respect for their teacher, for other students, they don't have respect for themselves, they don't have respect for their books? Or are they the ones who you can see, the dedicated ones, the hard workers, the smart workers, the ones who are pious and practical, and the characters are very good, the characters are molded along the lines of the Sunnah? These are the ones we need to attach ourselves with if we want to become like this. As is mentioned in the summary of narration, that suhbah, as-suhbatu mu'athiratun, that indeed the suhbah, the company affects one. A narration says that you go into the shop of an itr, a person who is selling fragrance and itr, even if you don't buy any, you don't apply any, but the fragrance in the air will rub off on you and you will also smell fragrant. That is the example of good company. And the example of bad company, if you go to a blacksmith, then that soot and that smoke and that dust will come onto your clothing. So like this, we want to have good smell, we want to have fragrant smells. We need to be with the good company. Alhamdulillah Azza wa Jal, Dawat Islami International is providing this good company. People ask, where is that pious company? Where is that good company? Where are those kind of friends? Alhamdulillah Azza wa Jal, we can confidently tell you that Dawat Islami provides this platform, provides the facilities and the activities that are there to help us to remind each other. This is what it's about. You remind me and I remind you about what? About our purpose, about Sunnah, about Salah, about reciting the glorious Qur'an, about increasing our dhikrullah, increasing our durood and salawat upon Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, for our tayyari and our preparation for the qabr and the hereafter. It's a constant reminder till the very end, till our last breath. We must constantly remind each other. So join us, associate yourself with Dawat Islami. There's always a markaz near you, wherever you are in the world. Even in your city, if there's no markaz, there's no center of Dawat Islami, our website is there. Madani Channel is there, broadcasting globally. Log on to our website, dawatislami.net, and get the settings from there. Download the books in different languages, even in English, for free, no charge at all. Download it, send it to others, read them. Very inspirational, very informative, and they give encouragement of practicing the Sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the idea of Dawat Islami. This is the idea of Shaykh al-Tariqat Amir Ahl-Sunnat, the founder of Dawat Islami, Hazrat Allama Maulana Abu Bilal Muhammad Ilyas Attar Qadri Dam Barakatuhum al-Aliyah, that he founded this movement to create that platform and facility where pious people can actually help us, can teach us, can promote goodness and motivate and encourage us towards practicing good things. A sha'ir, a poet once said, do not ask about the condition of a man. Instead, look at his companion, for every person follows his companion. Allahu Akbar. Furthermore, if his companion is bad, then immediately turn away from him. And if he is good, then accompany him. You will find guidance. Do not accompany a lazy person. There are many pious people who have been misguided because of the misguidance of another person. Furthermore, the bad habits of an unintelligent person, a fool, have quick effects upon the person who is intelligent, just as if one places a hot coal into ashes, that hot coal becomes cold. This is suhbah, this is what we call company. It is mentioned in Sahih al-Bukhari, our beloved Rasul, the cause of creation, the cream of creation, the owner of Jannah, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, has beautifully stated, كُلُّ مَوْلُودٍ يُولَدُ عَلَى فِطْرَةِ الْإِسْلَامِ إِلَّا أَنَّ أَبَوَيْهِ يُهَوِّدَانِهِ أَوْ يُنَصِّرَانِهِ أو يمجسانه أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام, that every child is born on the fitrah, on the nature of Islam, but his parents make him Jewish, Christian, or a fire worshipper. Someone had written something full of wisdom, in fact, that a bad friend, an evil friend, is worse than a dangerous snake. The truth is the being of Allah Azza wa Jal, who is self-sufficient. A bad friend brings you towards the fire of Jahannam. Choose a pious friend so that you can achieve Jannah, so that you can achieve paradise, heaven. Subhanallah. Another poet has stated, then understand the situation of a land through the names of those who stay there, and understand a person through his companions, through those whom he associates with. This is very important. A person is known from the religion of his friend, or a person is on the religion of his friend. We can't say that I'm just joining my friends, but if they are bad, and if you are truly good, if you don't do evil things, but they do evil things, and if you are with them, if a third person sees, he will never say that, okay, so and so, he's the good one. He will look at the whole group, and if there's even one bad person there, and he's displaying his evil actions with the bad language, or na'udh billahi min dhalik, drinking alcohol, or listening to music, or dancing, etc., etc., then all those who are there will be painted with the same brush. That these people, they are all evil, they are all bad company. And you too, although you don't associate yourself with these evils, but because you associated yourself with bad company, with bad people, with bad individuals, evil individuals, therefore, you have been called like them. Dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, I do hope that we understand the effects of good company and bad company. Good company will make you good, and bad company will make you bad. In conclusion, to summarize, ensure that we observe the teacher that we want to teach us, select the teacher that we want to teach us after observances, investigation, then choose. Once you choose, persevere, have patience, obstacles will come, but you pick yourself up, dust yourself and move forward, inshallah Azza wa Jal, you will reach your destiny. And furthermore, the pupils, the fellow colleagues, the fellow students in class, choose them wisely as well. Don't take evil friends or impractical friends or lazy friends to be your friends. Rather, disassociate from them and associate with the pious ones, those who fear Allah Azza wa Jal, those who are practical upon the Sunnah of Al-Qas sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. In this way, inshallah Azza wa Jal, we will achieve what our intention was, to seek knowledge of deen so we can practice and we can go back home and we can teach others as well, inshallah Azza wa Jal. May Allah Azza wa Jal grant us the ability, the understanding to practice upon what we have learnt, forgive the mistakes and make us true followers and lovers of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Ameen bijahin nabiyil ameen sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Sallu ala al-habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
The path of knowledge is the way to Jannah. The path of knowledge is the way to Jannah.